Bit Trip Runner is the fourth game in the Bit Trip series, released by Gaijin Games for the Wii in 2010 and Steam in 2011. I haven't personally played any of the other Bit Trip games, so Bit Trip Runner was my first experience with the IP. The game attempts to balance a rhythm game and a traditional platformer to create something new, but the gameplay is something that you've probably played before in a number of other casual indie games. In Bit Trip Runner, a character will automatically run from left to right without any needed input. That isn't to say he won't come across any obstacles. You will need to make use of a jump, a duck or a slide, a spring, a kick, and a block. The game doesn't throw these abilities at you all at once. Instead, it slowly introduces them throughout the game. Strangely, the block ability does not come into play until you have completed 2/3 of the game. A major part of the aesthetics in Bit Trip Runner are how they merge with the gameplay. Each time you perform an ability successfully, the game will play a musical note. There are also 4 power-ups on each stage, which increase the speed at which you run and make the music slightly more intense. They're not required to collect, but will increase your score. There are also a set amount of gold pieces scattered about the stages. Collect them all on a stage, and you will be rewarded with a retro-style bonus level after the stage is complete, giving you a chance to increase your score even further. These bonus levels are usually much more difficult than the normal ones, giving the game a bit of competitive feel to it, since the gold on the normal levels isn't too much of a challenge to collect. At the end of each of the 3 sections of the game, there are boss levels. These play out like the normal scripted levels, only the boss will drop a scripted set of obstacles that you need to overcome. If you manage to hit each boss 3 times, you win. I felt that the music and game tied together fairly nicely, but I did have a small issue with the notes that play when you use your abilities. If you've ever played a musical instrument, you'll notice that these notes seem to just be randomly played on the same scale as the backing music. It felt like something anyone who knew basic scales could come up with after sitting down at a piano for 30 seconds. Still, when you're racing at the end of the level, it all tends to blend together and work quite well. Unlike other rhythm games, I felt the actual rhythm-based gameplay was non-existent. With games like Amplitude and DDR copies, the rhythm of the music actually helps you play better. Here, I felt that it only bettered the audio-visual experience. The graphics and overall art style are well done for what the game is, although at times the screen can be fairly hectic, which can cause mistakes. For example, the only obstacle in the entire game that you can block is a gold square. The gold pieces in the game that you pick up for score are small golden rectangles. When moving quickly across the screen, your eyes will play tricks on you, and you will often make the mistake of trying to pick up these gold squares. With that, Bit Trip Runner can get extremely frustrating at times. When you come in contact with any obstacle, you have to start at the very beginning of the level. As you progress further into the game, levels get longer and longer, so it tends to get more and more frustrating. This isn't a fair type of frustration seen in a game like Dark Souls. It resembles the frustration seen in the Nintendo Hard era, where difficulty was artificial in the sense that there were a lack of checkpoints. Luckily, Runner doesn't throw you back into the main menu screen or pause the game. When you do take a hit, you almost instantaneously start over, aside from your character waiting a second or two for the background music to line up again. I played Bit Trip Runner at the middle of the 3 difficulties, normal. It took me about 6 hours to complete the game, but the majority of that time was spent dying on a few choice levels over and over. I enjoyed my time with Bit Trip Runner and look forward to the next game in the series. The difficulty of the game will probably be off-putting to some, but I felt that the low price and nice mesh between platforming and music will certainly draw the attention of more hardcore gamers. Gaijin Games have already announced a sequel to be released for consoles, so hopefully they can improve on the already great concept they have.